Panthers 26 defeat the Dragons 18. Nathan Who's out for 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. The big who is who's going to be wearing the number 7 for the New South Wales Blues. So he's out of Origin 2, and you have to think out of Origin 3, because if they go and win Origin 2, then there would be a great likelihood that Freddie would want to stay with the combination that won Origin 2. So you have to assume that he's out of the series. 1300 01 1170. Righto, Fletch. 2 questions. Who would you have, and who do you think Freddie will go with?
I would go with Nicho Hynes at 7.
Yep.
I think he deserved his chance, and he got the 8-9 minutes. He did miss that tackle, which everyone's was a bit off the bit.
Out of position, though. He's playing centre.
Yeah, but still you got to make those tackles, really. I just think, he thoroughly deserves it, and it's now or never. Throw him in there. He seems to like this sort of challenge when he gets on there. Like to me, in that losing side on Saturday against the Broncos, I thought he was very good. He runs the ball a lot too, which I like. Doesn't really, which I think it's going to help us no end. Look, Isaiah Yeo, terrific player, probably the best lock in the game, but against those Queensland rushing defence, and we know everyone cheats in Origin. Ref
just
lets
bite down on the mouth guard.
Yeah, and just punch through the middle and then play off it. It
Yeah.
doesn't. Structured sets don't really work. Those little block plays.
I tend to agree, Brian.
Because the Queensland, and we were doing it as well. We were offside. They were offside, and you just get up and you know how they play. I think they've just got to change a little bit in the sense of just play what you see in front of him. And Nico's very good at that.
Well, he is good at that.
Very
Cody
good at that.
Walker's very good at that.
Yeah.
But has he had his last chance, Cody? Who knows? He's flying, Cody. It's such a hard thing. And you got to ask the question, if you were Freddie, like if you were him, like it's all well and good to say player X or player Y, but this is it. He has to win this game.
He has to win. He's picked his 20 players for a reason.
Yep.
So game 1, he said, right, these are my top 20. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use
And
these
they were
blokes.
one tackle really away from winning the game.
They were. There was question marks. I was watching the game just thinking, and I hated this, but I remember I was speaking to you a couple of weeks about how Freddie would you'd see something on the outside and Freddie goes, nah, I'm just kicking it long. Joey was the same. Just kick to the corners. That's what when I was watching the game, we were up by 2. I was just thinking, what are we doing? Like we were trying to continue to score, but at that level, you've just got to kick and chase and trust that your defence and make them, the opposition, start to panic. But we sort of turned the ball over in good ball for them, and off they went.
It's so hard. And we had a lot of field position, and that was largely, and people are criticising Cleary's game, but his kicking game was sublime. So who's got the kicking game? You know who's actually got the best kicking game, who can kick teams to death? And that's actually Mitchell Moses.
Yeah. Well, or Reynolds.
Or Reynolds. So
Reynolds.
I don't know which way he goes. And it's not just...
Nico's got a good kicking game.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. I think for Nicho is... And this is the Sharks in general, and this is starting to get a little bit more noise. They need some scalps. They need some big scalps. And Nicho gets to play Melbourne in Melbourne off a big loss. Both sides really off a big loss. So I think he's got it's a Channel 9 game. The New South Wales coach will no doubt be part of the coverage there. Yep. I reckon he's got to go down there and just own the moment at Amy Stadium. It's a good thing for him that it's not played at home.
Yep.
He's playing away at a place that's historically very hard to win, which will be the case for Origin 2. And I think he can do enough there to pick himself.
Yeah, well, he's been around the squad for the 3 weeks prior, whatever it was. So, they're all hurting. So you got beat by 2 points. Sorry, you got beat by 8 points in the last 10 minutes. They deserve a shot for redemption. And I think Freddie, and he's got a good relationship with the players. This is now or never, as we were stating earlier. So give the players their chance. This is the
So
risk.
if you're Freddie, this is exactly what you're doing. Or if Freddie said to you, Brian, mate, I'll have to win this thing, pick my team. You'd say, look, I'll be right, Freddie. We're going to go Nicho. We're going to go stick with Jerome.
So I think Jerome played fairly good.
Number 9.
Appy,
You're going to stay with Appy?
but I'm going to have Cookie on the bench.
You
now.
are going to bring him onto the bench.
Yeah, no, I was watching Damien Cook. If we're going to play this way, where we're just going to punch through the middle and play what we see.
So start with Appy, take the shine off the ball, just keep completing, play through the middle. Out you come Cookie, start having a few runs from dummy half.
And then just see how we go. Now, Nico...
See, I reckon Cookie can... I don't think Cookie suits Cleary. Because Cookie is a bit like Teddy where they want to play a bit of pinball.
Yeah, off they go.
But I don't think that'll bother Nico so much. If you're not structured, just get out there and play.
I was going to say, he can play structured, but I think Nico can also play unstructured, and he can play both sides of the field.
Mm.
I know Nathan and Jerome have been together, and so they're pretty much locked into their rights and lefts, but Nico can float around, and for whatever reason, and he's been doing it in NRL, for whatever reason, I don't know how he does it, but players just hold off him. Players hold, like he's got such a way of running. I don't know what it is, but is it because he's a bigger body that when you're defending him, you think, oh, geez, he's going to dummy and go, or is he going to pass? I think that presence puts his size and his speed puts the defence in two minds.
I tell you, and this is a massive hypothetical because A, he's got to get picked, B, he's got to get this job done. If Nicho Hynes comes out and he's anointed as the number 7, wins the series, imagine the chat for Origin number 1 next year, where we've just thought for so long that for the next 15 years, Cleary's the lay-down misère.
He has to, if he gets us out of this, which no team's ever done,
No.
He has to be our Origin halfback for the next 5 years.
Nico?
Of course. If you
I don't know about
this,
5 years.
I'm saying 5 years. He's got a 5-year deal. Okay. All right.
Okay.
For as long as he has that hair.
I'm with,
and I reckon it might be 2 or 3 years that he's going.
I wasn't, but I'm on Team Nico. I'm with you. No, I'm on Team Nico, but for this, I was leaning the way of Reynolds and Cody, but now you've got me. I'm with Team Bears Head.
He's 10 years younger than Reynolds. Reynolds is in career best form. I do not disagree.
Yep.
But I just think Nico, this is his time, and he loves these sort of challenges. He talks about it when we had him on the radio.
Yep.
And he dissects games. Not saying that Reno does it.
I'm with you. I'm with you now. I was Cody and Reno, but I'm with you.
Let's get Nico home and let's just all support.
Yep.
Let's get behind the great Brad Fittler.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm with you. 1300 01 1170 is away. And pleased to see as well, boys, the wet hair look of Nico is catching on. I found another culprit who loves the wet hair.
Yeah.
Do they just keep going to the water bottle, do they? Is it
it's the greasiness. I think it might be a little bit of coconut oil.
You reckon?
Yeah, to keep the look in it.
I'll name the team. He's a rooster.
And he's got
he's got the permanently wet hair look.
Okay.
Not a big name.
No. Not possibly.
No,
definitely.
No, we're back.
We're back, and he's got wet hair.
This name could play in the 40s.
Okay. Billy Smith.
Billy Smith.
Yeah.
Yes. Go and watch him. He's a chronic wet hairer.
He's a slick back?
Yes. We want to build this team. If you see another wet hairer, let us know. But he's a wet hairer.
Chad's not wet hair. Chatty
Townsend. No, Chad's not. No, he's bouffant. He's shampooing before game day.
Comb City.
Yeah. Shampoo doesn't work with you. We've got the same hair, you and I. That sort of
mate, I've washed it.
Yeah, I can tell.
Mine's Fluff Daddy.
The run home with Joel and Fletch, where we've just picked the halves for New South Wales. We're going with Luai. We're going with Nico. We need that team. We want that team. The run home with Joel and Fletch, flying on a Monday. Haven't even got to our A grades or the Michaels. The run home with Joel and Fletch, all thanks to Hyundai Tucson, where tomorrow's SUV. You can book a test drive at Anytime Fitness, the gym for anybody, anytime. Text board is firing. In the words of the great Bricktop, if I throw a dog a bone, I don't want to know if it tastes good or not. Keep giving out the tips, Bears Head. Western Sydney Eagle.
Good on you, Eagle.
Yeah. After a Bucks party, a big night, we left the Flash Hotel in Rockhampton. By exiting a lift and walking straight past reception, packed with people, with my 2 friends dragging me behind them as I was unconscious. 1 arm each. Grant from Walloon. Grant was doing the weekend at Bernie's. Rafael Nadal rocks the wet hair look.
Oh, yeah.
What's left of it anyway?
Yeah, he's
a little bit too much stuck in the comb, Brian.
He's thinning a lot. He needs a little bit of elite hair, doesn't he, Marco?
Why are you asking me?
Because you took your hat off and you asked me about. You said, "What do I think about this?"
Yeah.
And I said, it looks good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep, you just got to get a bit of that blurter hair and just stick it on, as they
Yeah,
like to
sure.
do. What they do. A lot of our listeners have come through. They want Reece Robson as the 14.
Oh,
Plays a little bit of back row.
I don't think we need. I don't think we need two hookers. I reckon it's a waste.
Appy did make his million tackles. I thought he was pretty good.
And plus, you can throw Luai there.
All right, who's your?
So would you rather have Cody Walker on the bench, or would you rather have Matt Burton on the bench, or would you rather have
Cody? I think Cody, either Cody or Birdo,
as opposed to having two hookers?
Mm.
Because everyone talks about, and this is not just the number 14 is an interesting conversation because people go, oh yeah, but what if this happens? Well, the equal risk is what if it doesn't happen and you don't use Nico Hines like you didn't use him. Well, he was that close to not being used at all. So it's an equal risk, isn't it? Using them and having them versus.
Well, I can see why Freddie didn't use it because we were up.
Of course.
We were, and I thought we were coming to get him. Just a bit of one-on-one misses. Anyway, we'll be talking about this for the next 2 weeks. Yes, Brooks.
It seems like modern Origin, watching it the last few years, you need the players that can play multiple positions because then you don't have this one player that can come off the bench and only can play one position. You've got middles that can play on the edge, vice versa. You've got like your Tommy Travojevic and Latrells that can play centre and fullback. You've got wingers that can come into the centres because once there's a change, then these players can just move around.
Well, there's always a change, isn't there?
There is always a change. And there's something that'll rattle, whether it's a bin, whether it's an injury, whether it's an HIA. I feel that, the 17 or the 20 that you create, you need players that can't just play necessarily one position throughout the squad. Yeah, you need your specialist hooker, but you need a few of those forwards that can't just need to play in the middle and the edge.
Like To'o was our
Like
best
Cam Murray's
yardage by a long way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like not only obviously he's on the ding, so he gets those extra meters, but even through the middle.
Yep.
Like are we dropping the Fox?
Who would you drop him for?
I'd put Tot on the left.
Outside Latrell,
Put Tot on the left and then Critter on the right.
centre. So Tommy's gone.
I'd have Critter the goal kicker too. So if you're going to go with Nico, just take one thing off him so he doesn't have to worry about the kicking.
Yeah.
Critter, mark my words, is the best kicker in the comp.
Yeah. Who's on your ding? Oh, sorry, where's Tommy? Gone.
You know what?
It's blasphemy.
I'd go with Tommy Fresh. It might be the best thing for him. I'd go with Tommy.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think but what are you going with Crichton?
Who's your back five?
Wing.
You want to put him on the wing?
Yeah, in place of the Fox.
Fox gone.
And Latrell's coming back.
Yeah. Latrell's left centre.
So
a lot of machinations.
Who's the other? Yeah. Who's the other macadamia?
What do you
Wait,
mean?
if you're losing Adokar and
Crichton's
on the wing.
Yeah. Tommy, we're just going to give Tommy no.
Tommy's having a break.
I'm only saying Crichton over the Fox because with our game plan, you and I, we're playing full steam ahead through the middle.
We're just bashing
power game, and Fox's best stuff's in green zone. It's not at the other end of the field.
Correct. You'd like another To'o. Like he was just punching holes through him. What do you got there? What do you got there?
I was laughing at a text actually.
Well,
saying,
read it.
Sorry, quick from Canella. I would be going Matty Moylan as New South Wales 5'8" to partner Hines, Brayley Hooker, Fanuc and Teague Wilton in the forwards, Talakai and Raymond in the centre, up Cronulla.
Well, Clint, you're an idiot.
You've already played Brisbane and got rolled.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1300 01
And
1170.
Clint, you got those rank Southern Cross tattoos on your chest.
Yes, the run home with Joel and Fletch. Have your say. You're welcome to have your say. This is the run home.